Today on Keep It Local, is technology getting in the way of your relationship? What you can do if your significant other is spending more time on their Facebook page than with you. Every Wednesday, we love to bring you Julie Jeske. It's always fun to chat with you. And Julie, you're going to be talking to us today about technology and relationships.
Which is huge right now.
Yes, and in so many ways, technology brings us closer to people, that are far away from us, but the people who are close to us, it often gets in the way of those connections.
Okay, and we're talking like what? Facebook, MySpace.
Texting, being attached to your cell phone, or what they call it, Crackberry. If you can't put down those handheld devices, even gaming, online video games, or online poker, all of those things can get in the way of connection to family, to partners, friends.
In some ways, though, it can also connect you more than it has in the past. I mean, texting or Facebook, if you're writing to each other. And we just, with Tiger Woods, we just saw some of those text messages that can also get out of control and that get to places you don't want them to go.
Yes, you have to realize that if you're putting something out in the world, anybody can see it, right? There is the chance that if you're putting something out there, it could be found by somebody that it's not intended for.
Yeah, and I want to ask you really quickly, have you ever had like a couple in a counseling session and one of them starts checking their...
No.
I've
had a phone go off accidentally, but no.
But nothing like that where they're updating their Facebook or... Okay,
no.
That's good to
well,
know.
there are all kinds of technology issues getting in the way of relationships, and you're going to tell us how to solve some of those problems coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Julie.
Welcome back to Keep It Local. All right, so technology, do you think it's helping or hurting your relationship? That's our big question today.
Well, mine is fine. I don't know about yours. Mine's fine. I was just saying, I never even check my husband's Facebook. I mean, mainly because I'm just like, nothing to worry about.
He's doing great.
He's doing great, but apparently it's a concern.
Yes.
Julie Jeske in the house once again. So what are you hearing from people about these new things out there?
Right. So, like we said earlier, sometimes they bring us together. Family far away, Skype is great for that, but sometimes they cause problems. So Facebook, if we're going to take that for an example, lots of reconnecting with people from our past on Facebook, which can be a wonderful thing. I've reconnected with some people I never thought I would see again. And it's wonderful. If things aren't going so well in your relationship and you happen to see your long-lost love where things went really well, that could cause some problems.
Okay, so let me tell you about a story I heard just this morning from one of our producers here who said his married friends, the husband was having all these new friendships with women, and his wife went on and saw that and said, who are these girls? And you're talking to them, and what's this about? And he was like, you know what, that's my personal space. It's really none of your business. And so, how do you deal with the feeling of wanting some privacy in your communications and yet having to share?
Yeah, and it's that delicate balance, because privacy is important. It's important for us to be individuals and partnered at the same time if we're in a relationship. But when you're putting something out in the world that's public, it's a little hard to make that private. If other people are seeing your conversations, also, I would be curious about the reason you wouldn't want your partner to see that. Is there something being said that you don't want her to know about? That can cause a problem.
And then what about like text messaging? Because I know that's a big issue too. I mean, we saw this Tiger Woods thing kind of blow up with the text messages. Have you heard from a lot of the people that you see that they've read, texts that were seemed inappropriate?
Not so much about, like worrying about if there's infidelity going on, but even texts that couples send back and forth to each other can cause problems, because we can't read emotion when we're reading the written word, right? And so when I say something
unless you put a smiley face.
You gotta do that little
everything's okay.
Right? But when I, write something like, hey, did you do this? And I mean that sincerely, like, hello, darling, did you do this? But it comes across as like, did you finally do this? Did you get off, your lazy bum and do this? It can cause problems. So you have to realize, if you're wanting to get a specific message across, it's best to do it in person.
And so what are the ways that it's also bringing people together? Because the fact that you can text each other during the day or Facebook, if you're sitting at your computer, you might not have seen your husband or wife all day long.
So use it to send a lovely, sweet little message to somebody you care about, right? A special text in the middle of the day can totally brighten your day. I imagine that, Skype or email or texting came in handy when your fiance is far away, right? When we're traveling, it's great to connect. When we're connecting with family, it's good. The problem is not just that it can get in the way of personal communications because things can be misinterpreted. But also, if I'm out on a date, you know, with my partner, and he's playing a video game while we're trying to have dinner, or you know, won't get off his cell phone or texting, then that can cause a problem too. You know, unplugging can be a good thing. Technology can be fantastic, but taking a break from it with your family, with your partner, can be important as well.
I've talked to a father who actually his preteen daughter will text him while he's standing right there. Like, she'll be like, "Hey, Dad," you know, and he's like, "Seriously?
Yeah.
I am right here."
Yeah, new generation, right? It's like, that's the norm for some people. And then we may need to do something different. Bring back the family dinner, right? Bring back family game night, something to interact one-on-one or as a family without technology getting between us.
And people can also feel like it's easier to say things in emails or text messages. Do you suggest that people say hard things in those forms, or do you say save it for face-to-face?
Yeah, it would depend on what the thing is and why it's hard, right? You know me, I'm all about talking and finding out why it's hard. And if it truly is that I don't know that I can say this, maybe not through email or through a text, but writing it down, like writing a love letter or writing a letter that could spark conversation afterwards, that may be really appropriate.
Yeah, but like you said, again, I mean, people, you can't, like an email or a text, you can't necessarily...
You can't explain yourself.
There's no innuendo.
Yeah, the happy face doesn't always make up for everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, and Julie, very exciting. You've got a brand new website.
I do.
Tell us all about it.
So I have a new website. It's juliejeske.com, and you can go there. There's audio, there's a blog. So every time we talk about a topic on Wednesday, you can find the same topic at my blog, and you can find more information about that. If you have ideas for things that you want to hear about, you can send me an email. You can contact me through that. There's information about different events and groups that I'm holding as well.
Cool.
Terrific. Well, congratulations.
Very excited about it. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
well, have a great week. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Let's take a break now and check in with Kelly Day on the news headlines. Hey, Kelly.